All right, here we go. Freeway Ricky Ross, welcome back.
Nah, man, I didn't think you wanted me no more.
Oh, man. I always want you back. You always react with the audience every time you come. Every single time.
Yeah.
100% of the time. And in fact, the last time you were here, you were our first guest since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's the one I requested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an eerie time.
It was. It was
scary. It was scary for everybody involved because nobody in our lifetime had seen this before.
Well, we did it before the pandemic had really hit, though.
Yeah, before it was called a pandemic.
Yeah.
Before it was an epidemic, I guess.
Yeah.
And now it's a pandemic, and it's still going strong.
Yeah. We still ain't wised up. People still doing whatever they want to do, and dangerous times.
Yeah, people are still not wearing masks. They're still going out. They're still going to parties.
Political
parties. Remember Herman Cain? Remember he died at Trump's rally?
Yeah.
And continued to tweet that COVID is not that deadly after he died. He was zombie tweeting.
Yeah.
I personally know 2 people who have died from COVID.
I know about 8.
Wow. Yeah, 2 of my guests, actually. Fred the Godson, a rapper from New York. He died at 35. He was actually very obese.
Okay.
And these days, they were actually tying that into some of the causes of death.
Yeah.
Being overweight.
Well, you remember when we did the show, I told you that it was probably going to hit blacks worse than it hit anybody.
Yeah. And it did.
And one of the reasons that I knew that it was attacking the body because of obesity and diabetes and those type of things.
Hypertension.
Yeah. And that runs heavy in the black community. Yeah. All of those diseases are heavy in our community.
The other person that actually I know that died was a guy I interviewed, a gangster from Las Vegas named Frank Collada. He was an older guy in his 80s, I believe. And he already had breathing problems. Like during our interview, he actually had an oxygen tank. And we would have to stop every so often. He would have to, take a few hits off the oxygen.
Wow.
And he caught it and he ended up passing away.
Yeah. I had a couple friends, they got over it, but it hurt them really bad. I had one friend who was, he got like 20-inch arms and he caught it and he was like, man, that thing knocked me down. I lost like 35 pounds. I had another friend that ran marathons. He caught it. Both of them pulled through. My biggest loss, though, is I lost a senator, state representative from Detroit who was helping with the cannabis licenses in Detroit. Because I was down in Detroit helping blacks and minorities get licenses down in Detroit, and he was the one that was, pushing it through for us.
Okay.
And we lost him, and he was like one of the first people in the country to die from it.
Sad. How old was he?
He was younger than I am, probably in his mid 40s.
Oof, yeah, that's my age.
But he was overweight too, probably about 300-some pounds.
Yeah, I actually lost over 15 pounds since the pandemic started.
Good. I gained weight since it started.
I lost weight. I started actually monitoring the calories of everything I ate, realized I was overeating a lot, started cutting down, and the weight just started coming off.
Yeah.
And I have too many people that depend on me. I have a dozen employees. I got family members. I can't be out.
You can't afford it.
I can't even afford to be out for a month.
Yeah.
The whole company will start to really buckle under that weight. So yeah, I lost weight. I keep a mask everywhere I go.
Vitamin D?
Nah, I took multivitamins. I'm sure some D's and
you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me.
I guess not.
I was telling them about vitamin D before any of the doctors started talking about it. Mm-hmm. Any of them. Nobody was talking about vitamin D before I started telling them, vitamin D. Doctor backed out. Remember I had you set up to do the interview with the doctor?
I did, yeah. And he ended up canceling last minute. So we ended up getting another doctor named Dr. Khan from Las Vegas. Yeah. Who's actually like a rapper / medical doctor. But he's had about 18 people under his watch die so far from COVID. He was saying that the hospitals, like the hallways are starting to fill up with COVID patients in Vegas.
Well, we tried to get DACA to the front line, but we haven't been successful yet. He feels that he could wipe this whole coronavirus out, but nobody's listening.